So we all have dream matches. I mean, one day you want to see like your mum take on your best friend's dad just to see what's going to go down. Vince McMahon would probably book it. And even though we have had a ton of these over the years, do you know what? There's still a few that could come our way. Hello, my friends, I am Simon from What Culture. Please hit that subscribe button. And yeah, here's 10 dream matches WWE may actually be able to pull off. Number 10, John Cena versus Logan Paul. So you can roll your eyes in the back of the head and go, oh, I don't want this. But look what happened when Logan Paul recently took on Dylan Dallas, if you can call that a fight. Everybody went nuts. Like, given that John Cena is a Hollywood superstar, can you imagine what the mainstream media would do? They would go absolutely crazy as well. And do you know what WWE loves more than anything? Being covered in the mainstream media. Depending on when and where too, you could actually have Logan win. I know, Simon, you've absolutely gone off your rocker, but clearly Cena is going to retire soon, and if Logan Paul decides, oh hi, I do want to be a full-time wrestler, well, he's pretty damn good, why not light a rocket under his ass? If nothing else, I just want the promos, because eventually John would be all like, oh, Logan, fine speech, and then he'd eviscerate the guy. I'd be like, man, you did not see that coming. Number 9, Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso. And given that Logan Paul versus John Cena would probably happen at WrestleMania, let's talk about another one. Now, I actually think we're getting this too, and if you do watch this post-WrestleMania 40, well, you've probably seen it, and I hope it rocked. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world for WWE to wait to the show of shows, and that's probably why we moved Jey Uso to Raw, so that Jimbo could run around a SmackDown, and we keep these two entities separate. Think how good this is going to be, / was as well. They're brothers, and they've probably been dreaming about this for years. Of course they're gonna pull out all the stops. I'd actually make it into a 3-series, but one will do. Number 8, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Or Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. Can do this all day. Now surely WWE has already planned this because we love big men slapping man meat, so we also need huge women rocking women slabs. What? Now I think that Jade is going to be a massive success either way, because how can she not be? And when it comes to Ripley, I mean, she's already a star, but I promise, you give it another 12 months, and she's going to go mega. The only real question is who the flub wins and who the flub loses, especially if the WWE Women's World Heavyweight title is on the line. I mean, I would be so torn, like Natalie Imbruglia, but that's when wrestling's at its best. So take my emotions and rip them in two. This would rule. Number 7, Trish Stratus versus Bianca Belair. And the best part about Trish's recent return is that she basically went, oh, do you remember me? That's right, you can put me in a modern day environment, and I'm still a damn good wrestler. She is. Bianca Belair also fits into this category, and she hasn't even hit her peak. So if you could take a blast from the past and put it with someone who is going to be the future, oh man, you've just got a bunch of eggs, and it's time to have an omelette. The last time we saw Strats as well, she was a heel, and given that Bianca is the ultimate babyface, well, we can work with that. And hey, maybe you want to have some fun and turn Bianca Belair into a bad guy. I wouldn't do it. I also still think getting a victory over somebody like Trish Stratus is a major deal, even if Becky Lynch was able to get the W. So this would help Bianca no end, much like all the other people I've mentioned. You wait till you see what she does in 2024. She's got all the tools. Number 6, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Well, this just damn well writes itself. In case you don't know, when Cody Rhodes was first in the WWE, Randy Orton was basically like a mentor to him, which is why we had the Legacy group. When the leader was Randy, one of his cronies was Cody Rhodes. Cody has also told countless stories about the man who hears voices in his head. You can just see it in his eyes. Looks up to him. Now, if we could work this into the narrative on TV as well, I think fans would lose their minds, especially because these two love going inside baseball. They could drop some real nuggets. I really do think that it could be a feud of the year contender, and of course, WWE has all this footage in their archives. We can go back to 2012 and 2013, and maybe we can even retell the story of Cody leaving in 2016. Now, I've upset myself. This would be Fabu. I'd also do it at WrestleMania, and I would do it for the world title. That would just put the cherry on top of the cake. Number 5, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes Part 2. So in a recent episode of SmackDown, Roman Reigns found Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes found Roman Reigns, and they just looked at each other. If that isn't massive tease for next year, what the hell are we doing? It also means whether the result at WrestleMania 39 was right or wrong, the fans are still desperate to see this, which means we've done a good job. And I'm going to call it, and I'm going to call it right now. So I think a large part about all of this is that if we did get to a round 2, the American Nightmare would have to win, so that would make you scared in your Tootsie Toes. And when eventually he hit that crossroads and he got the 1, 2, 3, well, put your hands together. here's the brand new face of the company. It would also likely be the end of Roman's heel run, as we did flip him babyface, which also opens up the door for a bunch of new opponents. So yeah, if The Rock isn't ready for April 2024, well, my word, we've just got to pull the trigger. Number 4, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Now, if we did this at any event, I'd lose it. But if we did it and the Intercontinental Championship was on the line, I would shave my head. I mean, WWE has done such a good job in elevating that title that if all of a sudden Brock Lesnar was interested in it, I'd start going, well, man, I mean, if Brock thinks it's cool, maybe it's the best championship ever. Also, just imagine how hard-hitting this would be, and going back to what we've talked about already, it could be the ultimate in big men slapping man meat matches. I also think that Gunther would bring something different out of Lesnar at this stage of his career. I mean, it's almost like a mini challenge in the way. Maybe Gunther actually beats him. It would absolutely be perfect over a 2-night WrestleMania as well, because if you told me this was main eventing night 1, I wouldn't moan, and I'd sit down, and I'd eat a bunch of popcorn, and I would have the best damn time. Number 3, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. So I am reluctant to say that CM Punk will never come back to WWE, even though recent reports have hinted at that, because I was one of these schmoes that was all like, oh man, CM Punk will never come back to wrestling full stop. Look at me now. If he did go back there though, and started a feud with Seth Rollins, my word. Because if you don't know, Seth did have some very choice words for CM Punk during an interview. Let's just say, I don't think he likes him very much. So if they could get on the same page, and once again just stir this up in a pot, probably be one of the best work shoot angles ever. I also think that they would have a terrific match and I would be losing my mind, because as I've told you 1,000 times, one day I am going to be dead. And until that day, just give me the chaos. So throw a bunch of money at CM Punk. If he goes nuts backstage, well, just tell him off. I mean, you wouldn't even need to have a championship here, because this would kind of be elevated above all of the belts. I mean, it would be so damn personal. Please give it to me. Number 2, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. If this doesn't happen at WrestleMania in 2024, I don't think it ever is going to, because 1, Dwayne Johnson is really busy, and 2, like us all, he is getting older. Now let's not pretend that everybody wouldn't love this, because even when The Rock went on Pat McAfee's show and then turned up on SmackDown, it broke the internet, and of course, once again, he's a mainstream star. So if you can put a Hollywood celebrity and a former wrestler against Roman Reigns, of course you do it. That's called great business. We'd also obviously have to main event WrestleMania 40, and I presume The Rock would lose. Otherwise that would be absolutely redonkulous. WWE does need to do this, or want to do it, I should say. They just have to try and cross all the streams, which I actually think is borderline impossible. Number 1, Steve Austin versus anybody. All we want is glass smash, stunner, go home. It's why every year WrestleMania rolls around, people start going, well, I think we should do Austin versus CM Punk, Austin versus The Rock, Austin versus LA Knight was there for a little bit, Austin versus Goldberg, Austin versus Reigns was spoke about in 2023, Austin versus Seth Rollins, Austin versus literally anybody that gets him back in the ring. It just goes to show that the Rattlesnake has mad staying power. And he's gone and made it worse for himself now, because we saw his WrestleMania match with Kevin Owens. We're like, this guy can still go. I honestly do believe that even when he gets to 70 years old, these rumors will never die, mostly because it will be me that will be starting them. Because those things I said at the start of this entry, that's what I want every day in my life. If somebody could give that to me, that would be rad. Now, of course, look, there will be some other dream matches I haven't mentioned. Make sure you let me know about them in the comments below. If you like the video, share the video and subscribe. Click the video on the screen. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Go outside? Pfft, man, that's way overrated. Head over to whatculture.com where you can check out some articles and follow us on social media. That's a 2023 thing to do. Otherwise, have the best day. See you soon.